Head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one from Ron Byer.
Dave, every day the talk concerning the Cleveland Browns comes down to, is Baker Mayfield a good NFL quarterback? When I believe the talk should be is the strict scheme Kevin Stefanski forces on the offense, the correct scheme. The facts are, when healthy, Baker Mayfield has been a very good quarterback for the Browns. Now let's take two receivers, Hollywood Higgins and Landry. Baker and Higgins were on the same page, and when a key catch was needed, it generally happened. And when Baker gets into trouble, Landry always finds a way to get into position for Baker to throw him the ball. Because Stefanski forces a strict scheme, I believe this is why Higgins got into the doghouse. Landry, because he's a total team player, got away with it. Yes, from the snap of the ball to the catch is A to Z, but it does not have to be in a straight line as long as the quarterback and receivers are on the same page. If Stefanski continues to call plays, he needs to adjust the scheme to let the players play to their strength as long as the quarterback and receivers are on the same page. Then I believe the results will be victories and the negativity and uncertainties will finally end.
All right, Ron, as always, appreciate the voicemail of Truth and Reason. D-Man, Kevin Stefanski did reiterate earlier in the show and at the Combine today that he will, in fact, call plays again this year. Too strict? I don't know. I think the scheme does need to be tweaked somehow, some way. I'm not sure to what level. But I don't think Kevin Stefanski has shown himself to be this guy that's stubborn, and if he thinks change will make it better, I think he'll change, and I think he will change.
I agree to a point. I mean, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, inside the walls. I would assume Kevin Stefanski is reasonably flexible. One of the analysts I trust, Jake Burns of the Orange and Brown Report, he insists, listen, and he's not anybody's apologist. He's not anybody's bootlicker. He says, for all y'all that are talking about Stefanski not doing this or not doing that, he's watched the film, and in his opinion, Stefanski's system has created ample opportunity for everybody to do good things on offense. This past year, it crumbled more so because of the quarterback play than anything else. It wasn't that Stefanski wasn't scheming people open. So I trust Jake there. That said, and I've talked to him on the air on my talk shows on News Radio WTM 1100, I do think that Kevin Stefanski does need to look at the vertical passing game and say, all right, what do I have in my schemes with vertical passing games that I can really expand on or expound upon or make a more elastic. I don't know how easy that is or how difficult it is for that matter, but you would think that Stefanski would take a long look at his own performance this year just to make sure, just to shore up, make sure, okay, I was good with my play calling. Especially when the game's happening so fast. I'm not saying he can't handle it, but it does feel like sometimes other elements of the Browns' game day operations kind of get lost on Stefanski because he's so focused on calling plays.